Hi, this is Julie. Welcome back to my channel. When someone tells you they need space, the relationship is over. That has nothing to do about what you hope will happen, any of those things. And even her mom saying that, she didn't know Queen, so of course she said that. And I'm sure she loved you, and she probably still does, but I'm sure she didn't want you to be hurt. And I'm sure she may have even thought that y'all were going to get back together, you know. But for you to drag his mama into that and blame her and say she was being malicious and she was plotting on him and she was moving very maliciously and you can't forgive her, like she's not your friend. She did not know you. She owed you nothing. And she did not do to you what happened to her. So she doesn't owe you any apologies. She was this man's friend. They developed a friendship and now they're in a relationship and now they have a child together. And no matter how much that hurts, you need to let it go. And you do need to forgive her for whatever it is that you're angry with her about. Because in that situation, looking at everything, how it played out, and from the things that he says with receipts and the stuff that she said and the stories and the videos that they made, it just happened organically. It is what it is. And that's just how relationships happen, because when I found out he was engaged and all this stuff, like my ex, I was hurt, and when he called me and told me, like he found out that I knew because I had talked to his brother and his brother had told me, and I was like, I already know, and so I understand if you're hurt because you thought things were going to work out or you were going to give him a space and he was going to come back to you. I get that. But for you to be angry with her, do you know how I feel? I feel like she's better for him than I was. I feel like our personalities clashed. As much as I loved him, as much as I felt like we could be great together, like I feel like she is the person that he needs. And he has changed so much. I never blamed her because whatever we had going on was between me and him, not me, him, and her. It was between me and him. And whatever he was telling me, that's what he was telling me, not what she was telling me. So you need to redirect your hurt and your pain to the person that you were in a relationship with. Not on a person that you didn't have a friendship with, not to the person that you had no relationship to. She doesn't owe you anything. She doesn't owe you no apology. And then she gets on YouTube and says that she felt bad for you because I could see how much you were still hurting, how much this is a sore issue for you even years later. And I get it as a woman who's been in a relationship with somebody they love, somebody for years, even a toxic situation, you could still love and care for somebody. But your anger and your pain is misguided to the wrong person. Y'all simply just didn't work out. And when he asked for space, I'm not saying that he was plotting to be with her or whatever. I'm just saying when he asked for space, things just didn't work out. And that's just what it is. And somewhere in there, it's like you have to kind of take responsibility for you, for the things that you for places that you need to grow, because we all have them. And you said y'all were in a relationship for a while and y'all were young. So people grow. And you could like someone, be attracted to them, and don't fall into the trap of what does attractiveness or physical attractiveness have to do with what you can do for a person. And what's crazy is I remember her making the video when her and Christopher, when all that first happened, and she was like, you may be able to do this for him, but you can't do the things that I do for him. And she was talking about being the person that she is, not how she looked. And to me, y'all are both beautiful girls. Queen is not ugly. She's a cute, I feel like she's a bad girl. You know what I'm saying? I feel like both of you are pretty girls. So when you get into those comparisons, this is where you drive yourself crazy. Like you feel like, but that man said that's the woman he needs. And there is nothing that you can do to compete with that. But this is the thing. You are the woman that someone else needs. And when you find that, you will be happy. When you're with someone that who you are, you know, and you deal with all this hurt, because you're going to carry it into your next relationship if you don't. The mistrust, you know, all of those things. When you find that person that was created for you and is the person that you need, you'll have the same thing. And yes, you had every right to respond to the video if that's what you wanted to do, because it was saying things about you. But where you messed up was you didn't just address the lies that it said about you. You got into your feelings about y'all's relationship and how you felt that you were wronged. Instead of just saying, this is not true about me, that's not true about me, that's not true about me, no, that never happened. You didn't do that. You started talking about him and her. And, you know, it looks very malicious. That's the way it looks. And yes, there are people who do not like Queen that are going to be like, oh, she's this and she's that, and I feel sorry for you. But it's not because they really care. It's because they don't like her. And that's the truth. Because you're always going to have people who want to be contrarians and just be like, oh, this is that and this is that, without actually looking at all the facts. You know, like, if you follow the timeline and you follow the videos and you look at all the stuff that was made, like, you know, it's real simple. And I also want to say this. Is one thing that Clarence brought up. He was like, you know, her exes had a bunch of exes and you've had a bunch of exes. So y'all been with other people, but they're still together. And if it was just for the foolery that y'all are trying to say is for, they wouldn't still be together. Like, Clarence is not unattractive, neither is Queen. They could get somebody else besides each other. And if what they had wasn't what they're saying it is, they would not be together. It doesn't look forced. And in all the time that they've been together, like, you could tell from the other videos that she was making with Chris that she was not happy, because it shows on a person. I was the same way. I would get stressed up sometimes, but it's something that you can tell in a person's countenance. And I've watched that girl go from that to who she is now. And the glow up is real. And you can tell that she is happy in her relationship. She can tell that that man respects her and he loves her. And he said that. So, I mean, like they say, the proof is in the pudding. You know, he's loving on her, and you can show that it's showing. It's radiating from her that he's loving on her, you know. And, you know, I pray that everybody in this situation will get a little bit, you know, and it's crazy because everybody's making these videos. And the first thing that she says when she gets on there is like, I feel bad for her. That speaks volumes of her character and who she is as a person. Even after you got on there and said, oh, she's malicious and she was plotting on him and she was doing all that, the first thing she said is she felt sorry for you. She felt bad because she could see and relate to your pain. She understands what it feels like to be hurt. And I just feel like it's crazy how emotions and our expectations and these fantasies that we have in our head have so much control over us. You know, there's nothing wrong with y'all's relationship ending and him moving on and you moving on, and Queen and Chris's relationship ending and them moving on. It is what it is. This is life, you know. And I mean, it is what it is. And like I said again, if you feel like no one cares, I care. Have a great day.